But yeah, recently, I don't know, man. I just kind of been in a certain headspace where it's like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I would say right now, I can see myself slightly drifting, not away from the church, but kind of drifting in the sense of like, there's been so much like church hurt. Even with the past relationship that I was in, they became very traumatic for me. Am I being too legalistic on myself? Is this truly conviction, or is this truly just me being too legal on myself? But yeah, this is why I made the brand called Refuge. What's up, y'all? It's currently 1:21 a.m. and I just want to make a vulnerable video real quick about just like, I guess, where my headspace is at, and for me to make sure I get back into still doing my video diaries and video journaling, basically. But yeah, recently, I don't know, man. I just kind of been in a certain headspace where it's like, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, no cap. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I'm 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the job hunt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just applying to jobs, and at the same time, battling with the internal, just like, I guess you could say, conflict of just like wanting to fully do YouTube and pursue it. But then, if I'm being honest, like, I'd be putting videos out that I put a lot of time into when it comes to editing and just like, getting shots and cinematic stuff, whatever the case is. And if I'm being honest, like, it's a bit discouraging at times. Like, when you post a video that you think is going to do really well and it doesn't do that well, but then you post a video like this and it's like a raw video or something. And sometimes it does do well, sometimes it still doesn't. So it's like, you're trying to find that balance. And as a content creator, as someone who really loves like creating content that's enjoyable to watch, and then you see like not the view count you wanted or the likes that you wanted, it's definitely discouraging. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's definitely discouraging. And I'm trying to figure out how to also balance the idea of also needing to get back into the workforce because of like, obviously, financial reasons, whatever the case may be, but then also trying to still take that chance on yourself to pursue whatever it is that God has put on my heart to do, right? And I've never been more sure about what it is that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, right? Which is, content creation, doing all this. And it's just hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's like super hard because, number one, I'm saying, I'm doing this in a sense alone. Like, yeah, I have my mom who's been very supportive. I have my family, like my brother and my sister, have a couple of my friends. But at the end of the day, it's 1:24 a.m. I have an interview set up for Tuesday, and that's another thing I'm battling right now too, because it's like, the job that I'm interviewing for, I'm not gonna like disclose like exactly what it is, but it's personally, I don't know, like, I'm battling this like conviction of doing the job, not because it's like, oh, can I do the job? It's like, I could do the job well, but it's stuff that I usually wouldn't be in that space, if that makes sense. Like, it's stuff that I usually would never get into, or I would never, you'll never find me in those places, if that makes sense. So in my spirit, I'm like, dang, like, I don't want to do this because low key, this isn't me. You know what I'm saying? This isn't what I usually would be around. This isn't something that I would promote. So why would I want to be at a place that's promoting these things and doing these things when it's like, that's not even me? It goes against my, like, my values or my morals or my beliefs. But then another part of me is like, am I being too legalistic on myself? Is this truly conviction, or is this truly just me being too legal on myself and not, just taking it as like, it's just a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a job. It is what it is. But the type of role that it is, you got to kind of put yourself in those places and, be up to date on these different places, like, or just be up to speed on on the scene, you know what I'm saying? Like the nightlife kind of vibe, like whatever the case is. So, but again, like the job, I will say that, like, the fact that I didn't even apply to this job, they reached out to me, they saw my LinkedIn, and they're just one of the jobs that reached out. And this one is paying really well. I'm not going to lie, like really, really well. But I've had like this internal conflict of just like, I want to put my best foot forward in the interview on Tuesday. But at the same time, I feel like this like conviction of like, you shouldn't be, I don't know, like, I shouldn't take it, or I shouldn't, I don't even know if I even got the job yet. But just like, should I do it or should I not? And like I said before, obviously, you know what I'm saying? We all need money. We got to pay bills. We got to do what we got to do. I have a whole college degree, right? And it's like, you know what I'm saying, put it to good use type of thing. And I'm just battling just that thought process of like, I truly don't know what to do. And I've been just kind of also losing a little bit of faith, not in God completely, but I will say I've been through a lot in the past couple months, and I'm trying to keep my faith in God, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I don't know how to voice it or, put it into words, but I believe in God still. It's just, I would say right now I can see myself slightly drifting, not away from the church, but kind of drifting in the sense of like, there's been so much like church hurt. Even with the past relationship that I was in, they became very traumatic for me. That relationship started off because of the fact that we both love the Lord, and getting into that situation and then seeing that this person is treating me in a way that I know for a fact that was just like totally off the word. And then not to say that I was perfect or anything, but I will say, not but, because but negates everything. However, I will say is like the stuff that was taking place for me, it definitely, in a sense, created the same feeling I guess you could call as church hurt, to where like I'm dying to myself for this person. And I know the type of person that I am, and I know the type of person that I always try to like uphold or try to be for someone else, especially when I'm loving someone. Like I'm not gonna lie, when I love someone very hard. And being that it started off as, we both love the Lord, that's how we connected. We got intimate in that way, like a spiritual sense, off of our beliefs. And now it's kind of just like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm realizing that I'm trying to not be upset at God and trying to not associate that experience with that person with him, So yeah, like these are all the things that I'm like juggling and balancing at 25 at the same time as trying to be a full-time content creator, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like these are the things I'm like battling. Like I have a whole vlog that I wanted to put out. It was literally me going home to take my mom and my sister to the airport. They just moved to South Korea. Shout out to South Korea. But yeah, it's just like, it's difficult because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do it in a way that honors God, and I'm trying to do it in a way that reflects my heart posture and puts me in a space to where I feel as though I'm honoring God, but I'm also not like, how do I say, like I'm honoring God, and I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do the things that God's put in my heart, but I'm not trying to be foolish either and say I pass up on the job opportunity because I have a quote unquote conviction. You get what I'm saying? So like, this is just me being real too. Like this is me being honest. So I'm like dealing with this, trying to figure out what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, say I get offered the job. I'm telling you, like when I say it's paying really well, it's paying very well. And I'm trying to navigate that and understand what to do at this point in time. And it's like, it's confusing. It's kind of hard as well because I'm dealing with that trauma of, I guess you could say, I don't want to say church hurt, but just like that situation. And I'm trying to still keep my faith and be a man of God, and me trying to keep my faith being a man of God. Also, like I just got baptized again for the second time in my life, because the first time I got baptized, I was in a cult. So me and my friends, we went and got baptized again recently, and I made the decision for myself. And oddly enough, it was an interesting experience getting baptized. Like I will say, I was so already still kind of like upset at God, and I was still trying to like find my faith, if I'm being honest. And low-key, after I got baptized, I was kind of just like, I don't know, bro. I really have no clue. It was just kind of like a interesting feeling. But so yeah, I'm just trying to navigate all this. It's definitely interesting spot to be in. But yeah, I just wanted to get this out there. I don't know if anybody else has like ever been in this position before, ever been in that headspace, especially as someone who's a creative. And when you're making content and you're editing and you're putting all your effort into this, and then you're put out a video that you took so much time into, then it's like, it doesn't do as well, or whatever the case is. It's really like, I will say, like doing content creation and doing all this stuff, like basically you're an entrepreneur at this point. So being an entrepreneur, I would say, boy, it'll test your faith. It's testing mine right now, and I'm trying to find my faith again. I'm trying to find stronger faith. I feel like I'm having faith, especially I had a conversation today. Someone from our church had called me and they were just like checking in on their members, I guess. And it's a big church. If you know what it is, it's 2019. And they called, but I didn't answer the first time 'cause I just kind of was like, I didn't know who it was. And long story short, I ended up listening to the voicemail, and I heard that they were just like checking in on different, members, whatever the case is. And it was just like a check-in, like a wellness check. I literally had been like on my heart, like, God, like kind of losing faith in you right now. I'm not gonna lie, kind of upset. I don't know what I'm doing. Kind of now like losing faith in my YouTube a little bit. I'm losing faith in, the life that I feel like you are showing me that I can't have. But now I'm like kind of maybe just falling back into like, I'll just go back to corporate, or I'll go back to corporate, but I'll even go back in a way that I know this, like kind of like creating this kind of conviction, or whatever the case is. And I'm having all these thoughts. And then so I decided to call this person back, and we just have a really long like conversation, and it was a blessing for sure. So shout out to her. Yeah, it was definitely a blessing. And I'm trying to even look at that as a sign from God. And I'm having a hard time doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having a hard time. Just because my faith right now is just like, it's interesting, bro. It's definitely interesting. But yeah, it's a lot of things I'm trying to do with at 25. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing for real, for real. I'm not going to lie. Like, you try to act like you do, and then in reality, it's like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing, bro? So, but yeah, I just want to post this raw video and just be real, because I'm trying to figure this out. And I will say, like, honestly, like, God has, even right now where my faith is kind of low, God has truly been the only reason why I'm still like pushing through, kicking through, and do what I'm doing. So I would say I definitely have like been holding on to my faith in that sense. With that being said, I keep saying with that being said, but with that being said, started a brand. I'm really excited about it, and I haven't shown nobody any like in my designs or anything like that. The only person that actually has seen something is like I think 3, 4, 5. Couple people have seen some of this stuff, but yeah, I might show y'all right now what I'm working on. I'm really excited to drop it. It's supposed to drop for the fall, but you know what I'm saying? Starting a clothing brand, and trying to put money into it that you really don't got, twin, is scary as heck. I'm starting a clothing brand. Clothing brand is called Refuge. The reason why I named it Refuge is because of Psalms 46:1. Going through everything that I've been going through, and even me right now, like not having the strongest of faith, if I'm being honest with y'all, I can still say like I still am putting my faith in God. Like, anyways, but yes, that being said, I started a clothing brand. It's called Refuge 46:1, and 46:1 basically stands for Psalms 46:1. God is our refuge and strength. Even right now, my faith is kind of just like cooked. I'm not gonna lie, like I still will say that like during all this time and just like going through everything that I've been going through, you can just probably hear it in my voice and see it in me. Like I'm kind of like just like over it. But I've been putting a lot of effort into, for one, entrepreneurship, like obviously just like, investing into YouTube, all this stuff like that. But another thing I've been working on behind the scenes is just kind of been taking a lot of my time. It's really just designing a lot of this clothes and a lot of these things that I'm trying to work on and drop. Because it's honestly more than just a clothing brand, if I'm being honest. It's really more so just about my testimony. It's really more so just about what I think a lot of us try to find is comfort in that shelter, in that shield, in that strength, in that confidence, even in the midst of your storms, in the midst of everything you're going through. Because we all go through stuff. Whether it's a job loss, whether it's a divorce, whether it's friendships, whether it's church hurt, it can be anything. Illnesses, sicknesses, deaths in the family, close friends, all types of things that we all go through. And sometimes we go to certain vices, and we try to fill these holes and numb the pain and all these different things like that. But by God's grace, during all this time, I know one of my biggest vices I used to really struggle with, like, watching bad things, you know what I'm saying? The vegetable, corn. During all this time, by God's grace, I haven't touched it. And I can truly say it's because, I'm not gonna lie, like I just made a conscious decision to say like I just don't do that no more. But also it's more so because like going through all this, I really just began to really just turn to God like heavily, and I began to just like really get in my word, and I just truly told myself like me falling into these temptations is only going to set me back further. it doesn't help my situation at all. I just realized, I was like, you know what I'm saying, I want to get my strength from God. I don't want to get my strength from like something you look up on the internet. I don't want to get my strength from something that like I can just like, you know what I'm saying, have a nightstand or something like that. And it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's been super hard. Yeah, I just truly been trying to pull on God for refuge, like my shelter, and just honestly pulling on him for strength, which is again why I even came up with this idea. Nah, I'm definitely super excited about it. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna show y'all the couple of the pieces that I'm thinking about dropping. But yeah, please just let me know. Let me know what y'all think. This is for a fall/winter collection. Again, you know what I'm saying, I would proudly say I consider myself a very creative person, and but at the same time I'm also a simplistic person. And the whole point of this brand is to be very simplistic and minimalistic, because I feel like God isn't loud, but he is obviously, you know what I'm saying, we get our strength from him and everything like that. When you know your strength comes from him, you feel confident. And I want to honestly create this clothing brand to make you feel just comforted, confident, and just truly know that anywhere you go, anywhere you walk, anywhere you know, where you're at, your strength comes from him. So, but yeah, this is why I made the brand called Refuge. As you can see, as you can tell, the designs are very simplistic. It's supposed to be simplistic and it's supposed to be very minimalistic. Be kind of, you know, just saying like just straightforward. Like this again, like I said, it's supposed to be very simplistic. I like minimalistic clothing. If you know me, if you see my outfits that I wear, I don't like wearing loud brands. I don't like wearing stuff that's like too flashy. I like things to be very like minimalistic, either low branding or no branding. But this is the inside of the tag. This is the brand name, Refuge 46:1. God is our refuge and strength. It comes from Psalms 46:1. Very minimalistic, which is how I like it. Exactly how I like it. These are the first couple of hoodies. These are like oversized hoodies that are basically like super heavy. I ain't gonna say super heavy like where it's uncomfortable, but it's heavy enough to where you feel very like just kind of like sheltered. What is on my screen? I don't know what that is. But yeah, no, it's like very minimalistic branding. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about possibly making this, the word refuge, even smaller than this, if I'm being honest, and just kind of making it even like just either shrunken down. I had another mock-up a while back where I just had the word refuge like right here, and it was just very small. And I'm thinking of low key doing that just 'cause I really want it to be very minimalistic. But when you see the brand, it gives off very premium. But yeah, anyway, these are the first couple of mock-ups. And again, these are supposed to be like very oversized, like heavy material, like, but also like not heavy where it's like uncomfortable, but heavy enough to where you feel just good. Like you feel good. Like you don't feel like no like very like cheap Walmart-y, like nah, like, and ain't no diss to Walmart, I'm just saying. But anyway, these are supposed to be some oversized sweats as well. And they're also gonna be pretty, I would say they're gonna be pretty heavy. I don't want to make them too heavy where it's like uncomfortable, but it's gonna be heavy enough to where it's like it just feels good, it looks good, it doesn't hug like crazy on your area, if you know what I'm saying, fellas. But again, this is gonna look good on you. It's gonna be oversized. It's gonna have I want to make sure. I gotta make sure the freaking whoever manufactures these, bro. I gotta make sure that they really make this part, like the bottom of these, like, you know, make sure they're oversized. Like make sure they actually feel like they flowy, and they don't feel like, you know, tight or snug. Because for me as a bigger dude, and I have a butt, bro. I'm thick. I'm not gonna lie. I have a thick butt and thick leg. So for me, I hate when my sweats just hug my butt, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So these are going to be purposely made, especially for, you know what I'm saying, if you don't want to be freaking like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so these are oversized. These are also going to have the word refuge on it. I might keep it like this. I think this branding isn't too loud, so we'll just have to see. But for the most part, this is what it's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's going to look like. And yeah, I'm excited. And the colorway so far is like, again, it's just very minimalistic, very simple. I like this double threaded, like this double like stitching down the legs right here. It's gonna look so tough. And again, they're gonna be oversized. It's gonna like flow over your shoes, if you know what I'm saying. Like it's not gonna be like high waters and like that. It's gonna be like really comfortable, like fall, winter. Like with that being said, like these are the three main colorways. It's like a beige / nude color or sand color, whatever you want to call it. And then I think I want to call that, I really would think it's just more so beige, but then you got the dark green, hunter's green type of colorway right here, these two. And then you obviously have your all black. And all this is kind of has like a washed vintage look to it. So that's what I'm really excited about. And everything is like tone on tone. Yeah, I'm excited. These are just mock-ups again. Like I'm just still going through the beginning stages of the brand. And I'm working with my boy a little bit. He's been giving me so much good insight on like how to go about this, manufacturers. He has a very, 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 very nice clothing brand. If you don't know his clothing brand, I'm gonna shout it out anyway. But his clothing brand is called Trust in Him. It's a really good clothing brand. And it's a faith-based clothing brand. And his stuff is so premium. Like his stuff is so good. Like if you ever see those like the knitted jerseys, it'd be like Pretty Girls Love Jesus, things like that. Like that's his brand. But anyways, this is the other colorway. I don't think this will be my first drop. Even though when I show people these, they immediately say these are their favorite ones. I'm not sure if the camera's doing it justice, but like this is like a really nice like chocolate brown oversized vintage wash like heavy hoodie. And then this is a rust, you know what I'm saying? And then this one is like a dusted pink, which I think it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. The dusted pink is kind of tough, if I'm being honest. I didn't expect it to come out that hard, but it came out pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie. This one right here is, well, these are the same colorways, but these are the sweats. And again, a lot of people keep saying like like the people that I have shown this, they're immediately like, yeah, I'm buying this for one. Secondly, they're just kind of like, bro, please drop these first. Like the ones on the left, like these, they want to see these drop first. Personally, I feel like I'm just going to drop these first because these are the basic ones. And I feel like these are kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like these are going to be like eventually. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. But anyways, this has been another video diary. This one's probably a little longer. I love y'all. Keep me in y'all prayers, man. Just trying to figure out, you know, life, things like that. So, but yeah, I might slow down the vlogs for now. I think I might honestly just get back into just kind of sharing my thoughts and where I'm at and just keep giving y'all video diary updates, to be honest with y'all. Psalms 46:1. Psalms 46:1, y'all. Anyways, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Ugh.